I honestly wanted to bring up a topic that a lot of us in the Native community, a lot of in the Native designers and fashion industry are a bit, how can I put it? I don't want to say scared, but it's kind of a difficult topic, I think, for a lot of us because, we are all raised in this sort of bubble, in this culture of having to be, respectable, having to be very humbled, having to be very, um, uh, I don't know what's the word, not so mainstream. A lot of it has to do with a lot of the elders and a lot of the people that keep the culture. And when it comes to fashion, when it comes to modeling, it's a very thin line. I think a very thin line of being too sexy and being, a native design and a native presentation. And I know I really wanted to get some of my designer friends to come on here, but it was a bit too abrupt for them. So I really wanted to get their opinion on that side because I'm not a designer. I wish I'm not as talented, but I really wanted to get their opinion on it because to me, I can only imagine the scrutiny that a lot of these designers are under sometimes by their culture, by their elders, by their people to keep fashion very modest. And unfortunately, in all culture now, this day and age, modesty is kind of, fashion has taken over, and it's more skin, and it doesn't have to be indecent. It's just part of fashion, and it's part of designers and models expressing, who they are, how they feel through their art. And 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 the simple part of having, bare shoulders or having, maybe some cleavage can be, a bit too much for a lot of the indigenous designers and models to display for their people. And it seems like it isn't really them, it's a lot of the culture that shames them, that makes them feel bad for displaying something, for displaying their beauty, for displaying their artwork. And to me, I feel that to be kind of a saddening point because I've gotten a lot of comments and messages from a lot of different models. Well, we can't do that, or designers, oh, we can't show that, or we can't, because it's just not, and a lot of the time it isn't really up to them, it's what they're being told to do. So it's hard to balance. I mean, for me, I've been modeling, mainstream, for some companies, not really, in different, I just started to notice this in our culture, whether it be my Spanish culture or the native culture. um it's difficult sometimes, but it's been more, I think, in the native that I've been now, kind of uh getting back to those roots and knowing more about that and about who I am, that I've experienced this. So to me, it's a topic that I haven't really heard of much because I know it's really difficult to talk about sometimes because of the backlash I think a lot of people are afraid that they might get.